big number. Big numbers. Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad need pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Modesto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, dame pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Hey, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the big skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she wanted like me cause her blame, she can't count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no else. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. Our first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, it's Derrick Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Watch out. 11.
Check hot route. Hot.
21.
Be good.
Set hot. It's a safety. Set hot.
Here's Grant. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7.
Check 43.
Lock. Six. Set hot.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Love. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Here we go. 180! I got this. Hey, gun.
Motion.
A carry for Bryce Love, the 4th-rounder from Stanford. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Bryce Love hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback. I-55. I-7, let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Play fake to Henry. Now Mariota. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Where are they, team?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going. It's Mariota, and he's going to go down. The Texans come at him, unable to bring him to the ground. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. So they give it up just on their side of midfield, and, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have a lot of confidence in his defense. Must feel like, hey, we're in great shape here because our defense can hold them, because they're really outside of field goal range now, all right, the opposite team. So if you hold them here, you haven't given up any points. You may give up a punt and you're pinned down a little bit, but must have thought it was an okay spot to go for it and decided to be aggressive.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for About 6 yards. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Throw left side complete. It's Grant. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Iowa, Amani Hooker. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out
exactly.
there. But the 9 picks,
you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season. The drive starts with a completion, left side. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. To throw again on 2nd down. Mariota looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Barnes.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. We're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Mariota. Pass caught left side by Humphries. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Off play action to Henry. Here's Mariota. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Taywan Taylor, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point put through by Succop, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. And in week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. And in week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Wait, 80!
Stop your whining.
2, 2, stay hot.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Davis fighting. He loses the football, and the Texans scoop it. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
And whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are, and now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. They come out here in the eye. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Corey Grant with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You'd better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Mariota. On the crossing route, complete. That's Walker. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. To throw Mariota. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete.
Let's go, baby.
Mariota now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Check 41. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
On play action, Mariota. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Another try after the first down sack. Mariota, and that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Mariota now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. It's complete to Brown, right side. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll throw again. Mariota. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line. Mariota going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Taywan Taylor, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Suck up for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious from both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jarrell Casey in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And that's the first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
On second and a long way to go. Garoppolo, throw left side complete. It's Grant.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Jarrell Casey. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return, and it'll be Titan football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try to cut down the length of the drive.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Mariota. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. From the gun, Mariota. He's going to air one out, and that's caught inside the 35.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3 and out. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Mariota. Forced out to his left. And Mariota, you see him there, still down, slow to get up. And in week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside.
Here we go. 70, Indy. Switch. You draw Corker.
Now it's the backup Tannehill. Going for it all. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point try now for Succop. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
21, Texans 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Garoppolo. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Texans, first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. What do you need?
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming out.
Hot.
I'm coming out.
On first down, Grant. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 more on that one and another first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
They will run with Grant. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
11. 11. Hey, wahoo! Rabbit. Say hunt.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
65.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how They can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go one more. Let's go.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. Over the middle here to Brown. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside.
On the double. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run up.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And Walker with it over the middle. And he coughed it up. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They run the counter. Foreman. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
I know you felt that one.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Oh, design run for their wideout. Space to maneuver at the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Ready, ready! 10 Lobo.
55 to Mike. Switch.
Get it.
They turn to the fullback, Gillespie. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory.
You got it. You got it. Ha-ha, you got it.
Ready, break.
Mike 55, Mike 55. All day, punk.
Snap.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Oh, here we go. Oh. Check.
Look, squeeze. Come. Deep river.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
Set up. 30 base.
Hey, defense, let's go.
Right. Shoot.
And now a carry here for their fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Hard.
Defense focus. Alert 3. Alert 3.
Go. Let go.
Now the backup, A.J. McCarron. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It was Logan Ryan that time who knocked it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Tannehill now, a perfect 5 of 5 since taking over. They haven't missed a beat. 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He'll get this complete to Batson. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? From the red zone now, Tannehill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lewis. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it's a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Brandon Dunn busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Hey, let's go.
3rd and long. It's Tannehill. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Taywan Taylor there to make the grab. And the Titans are able to extend their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And now they'll take a knee here. And my partner now is speechless, and so am I. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And down to a knee. That's one way to call a play.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw is Tannehill. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense is just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've got an answer for it.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And no, it's incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A give, the first man through, Gillespie, the fullback. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
On the set.
Check 55.
Hey, orbit.
You ain't doing nothing today.
From the gun, it's McCarron. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Working from the gun here, McCarron. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
2nd and 10, Tannehill once more. And he comes back with one complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And that's complete to Lewis. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Tannehill now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Tannehill throwing again. And his throw here's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
On 2nd and 10, Tannehill dancing to his left. And complete to the tight end Walker, right side. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Hey, team 6, team 6. 55. Right there in the middle.
Tannehill on first down. Caught right side, it's Lewis. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Chewing up big yardage, another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Hey, high 7. 50.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You're looking at the geography of the field, right? Where you are, that's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. Tannehill. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they look for that final touchdown to salt this one away. Now it's Tannehill. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 21-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Carter. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside.
For the field goal, a 38-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. Well, that's one part of the equation. Puts them back within 1 score, but I'd be surprised if we don't see an onside kick coming up.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, partner. They've still got the 2 timeouts, but without that 3rd one, they can bleed a lot more clock on you. So how confident are you that the defense can hold them deep? I think you're exactly right. I'd line up and play for the onside kick here.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Texans' 47-yard line.
10 logo.
Check 55 to Mike. Man out.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Brett Kern now as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Back to throw. And this one complete to Will Fuller. 11 yards there, first down. Line of scrimmage.